It's now time to talk about that in that protest that will kick off tomorrow by the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, as well as National Association, Non-Academic Staff Association of Nigerian Universities. Joining us on the program is the National President of the Non-Academic Staff Union of University, Mr. Makolo Hassan. He joins us from our Abuja studio. Mr. Hassan, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thanks a lot for having me.
Maybe you give us a short version, sir, of the background to this particular agitation for those in the know. For those who are not in the know, I should say.
I can't hear you.
Go ahead, sir.
I can't hear you.
Did you hear my question, sir?
No.
I was saying that just a short version of the background to this current agitation by SSANU and NASU.
Yes, thank you very much. That is very, very important and imperative. We need to know where the problem we have now at our hands emanated from. What we have on ground now emanated from the 2009 agreement. The workers in the university under the auspices of SSANU and NASU agitated that the 2009 agreement was overdue for review. That was on at a time and nothing was done again. And in 2022, we have to go on strike to press home that agreement, the renegotiation of that agreement. Again, we have the issue of earned allowances. We have the issue of our state university poor funding, and we have the issue of inconsistencies of IPPIS. And at the end of the day, 2022, in August, the then Minister of Education, Malam Adamu, called the two unions to a meeting where it was agreed, and we committed all that we agreed upon into writing, where 50 billion was earmarked for the payment of earned allowances for all the workers in the university and inter-university centers, where there was a solution to be proffered to appeal to the state government to fund the state university properly. There were issues on ground whereby even for 5 months, 6 months, some workers in the state university were not paid. And we were agitating on that how much is this salary that you will still be owing the workers. These were part of the issue, and they were communicated into writing. And interestingly, it was signed that no member of the two unions will be victimized. Lo and behold, 4 months' salaries were withheld. And that will tell me to be victimization, because if you withhold our salary, you have victimized us. And when this president came on board, he said he has granted a waiver for the payment of this salary, withheld salary to the university workers. Lo and behold, since last year up to now, our members of NASU and SSANU are yet to receive this money. These are the problems on ground currently.
So for proper context, the withheld salary, it has to do with the strike of 2022. Am I correct?
Very well.
But I understand that ASU was paid 4 months of the withheld salary. NASU and SSANU were not paid. Am I correct, sir?
Thank you very much. Yes, okay. Yes. After the waiver.
Okay.
Go
ahead, please.
After the waiver, our counterpart in the academics were paid 4 months out of about 8 months. And ours were 4 months, and nothing has been paid. All that we kept hearing is promise upon promises, and nothing has been done up to now.
So besides promises, what exactly are they saying for not paying? Is it paucity of funds? And because I know you've described it as unfair treatment, insensitivity, discrimination, and all of that. What exactly are they explaining to you as a reason for not being able to pay?
Yes, we met with the Honorable Minister of Education and the Minister of Education for State and even Permanent Secretary of Education on Thursday last week. All we were told was that the papers have been transmitted to presidency and that they believe that something will be done. Nothing concrete came from the meeting we held with the Honorable Minister. And it is interesting again to know that we were invited to a Ministry of Labor. And when we got there, we were told that she was called to the presidency. This is the second time she will invite us for a meeting. We will go there, and she's not on ground. So nothing from any quarter as to why this money is not paid.
So let's go back to your mobilization. How far-reaching are the people? I mean, how far do you want to go with this series of action you're about to take? And have you received any call since you released that letter from the presidency or from anyone from the government?
No, apart from the failed meeting of Thursday, nothing. We have not heard anything from anybody. And our members across the country met in their various branches today, and they will hit the ground running as from tomorrow. And like you rightly said, we will appraise it by next week, Thursday on the 18th. We are going to do the national protest in Abuja. And after the national protest, if nothing is done, we will get back to the table. The two unions will profile the next line of action.
And the next line of action will be?
Yeah, the next line of action is not what an individual at this point can predict. Because the way we do our things is it will be done democratically. Because we'll first of all push it back to the branches who will meet and give us the go-ahead on the next line of action. It's not something that one single individual will define for now.
I just want to take a bit of data. What's the size of the membership of SSANU and NASU? I have a reason for asking that question.
Yes, we precisely cannot say there are 10,000. There should be more, but I didn't come with the correct figure. Okay. For NASU, we have over 40,000 people, but now this is the segment of the one that concerns the university system.
How much will this impact the university community in your view? Because if you're pushing this, that means you know something is about to happen and it will really be, it will go far. How far?
How far in terms of what?
How much will the action you're about to take impact the university community?
Oh yes. We do know, like I always say, majority of us, we are parents as well. We have been pushed into this, and we know it will affect us, it will affect our students, it will affect parents. But we are pulling to them, and that is why we are taking the step we are taking now, because we know the non-teaching staff, once we're done too, there will be no water, there will be no light, there will be a lot of things will not function well in the system, which we have been trying all the while to avert. But because it seems that the language that the administration understands most is protest and strike. And that is why we want to go by the protest first and see what will happen. Because we know, of course, that negatively it will affect the university system.
So what in the immediate term can government do, in your view, as one of the leaders of the unions, that can make you maybe change your mind or do something differently, maybe not proceed on maybe the big action you want to take? Is it full payment of the 4 months or part payment? What exactly?
Yes, as we stand now, our members are hungry. You know, our members are the downtrodden. They are living in poverty. And you see the cost of living in the country now. So if, for instance, the government says, okay, what are you asking for? The first line charge here is the 4-month withheld salary. If by the time I will leave here, our members said, yes, we are hearing some bagang that a lot is entering, then we will sit back again to readjust. Because the other issues, the renegotiation of 2009 agreement, the 50 billion approved to be paid, the inconsistencies of the IPPIS, it will interest you to know that even the IPPIS issue seems to have been resolved, but technically it is not completely resolved. So, but if the 4-month salary begin to drop, then the situation will change.
I agree with you totally that the best music from any mobile device is what you call bagang bagang alerts on your phone. But let's also say, let's also look at how much a strike really helped to achieve results in your view.
Yes, of course. Like I told you, what brought the issue of no work, no pay was because the government on their part failed to do what they ought to do, and we went on strike. And you want to solve that problem, you called us to table. In the past, once you come to table and you reach an agreement and say no worker will be victimized, that strike is kept behind you and you forge ahead. In this situation, you withheld that money, you refuse to pay, and you beat a baby and say, keep quiet, don't cry. That is our situation now. You beat us and you say we should not cry. Our members say, no, we must cry. And so until the government is able to avoid reneging of agreement that are validly entered into, strike will not end in the system.
So are you saying, because I just heard you say that, maybe let me ask the question, maybe you reiterate. Are you saying government has the money but has refused to pay? The reason I ask, why will government have money and refuse to pay knowing the consequence of not paying?
Yes, thank you very much. The manner of approach matters a lot. When we went to the Ministry of Education to meet with the Honorable Minister of Education, our expectations will be that, okay, look at the approval in my hand here. We have the approval. What we are looking for now is the cash backing. Then it will be understandable that, yes, once fund is available, this money will be paid. And of course, what we expect to hear is that, okay, yes, we give us 2 weeks, give us 1 month, give us also time, this money will be paid. We'll ask you again to commit it into writing, and we'll show it to our members that, look, this money has been approved, but currently the cash is not available. We have been promised we can get it in 4 weeks' time, then we'll be good to go. But no situation, you said it is before the presidency. For how long? You know that even the House Committee on Education intervened on this matter, and they passed a resolution and sent to the presidency, yet nothing has happened. That is the level we are.
So one is just wondering whether it has to do... So in your view, do you feel that government is just grandstanding, or there's a genuine reason?
Well, there is a level within which I can comment on this, because I am not in the core ministry, I'm not in the Ministry of Finance, I'm not in presidency. All my knowledge and capacity is within the university system and the welfarism of my members. So I can speak more of my members that we are hungry and this money is needed. If you look at it, the time this money is supposed to be paid, Naira relatively was strong. As we talk today, that money can no longer buy anything. But what is the situation within the presidency or in the circle of government that the money is not paid is what I cannot profile. I can't provide any solution to that.
All right. So in closing, just maybe my last question on this particular one. How much is the money being owed here? Maybe you reiterate it for us.
And no, I cannot say the quantum of money involved.
An average.
I know I can't just give. I'm not an accountant, and I hope the right people that can tell us this are people in finance, because they have the template. They have what they use in paying us money on monthly basis. So within a glance, they'll be able to tell us this is how much it will take, so that I don't give you fake information.
All right, Mr. Hassan, the government, trust me, they are watching. If you have anything to tell the government now, what will it be that can stop what's going to happen tomorrow and maybe next week and even worse afterwards?
I want to tell the government that we are not mad. Our members are not mad. We are not strike mongers. All these strike and protests are most of the time propelled by the power that be, and it is not good for us. So if government is always doing the needful, there will be no need to go on strike. There will be no need to go on a protest. And I want to believe that if there are people, 1 or 2 persons, who's supposed to be in charge, who's supposed to pass this information to Mr. President, because I know Mr. President have told us that as he has come on board now, there will be no more strike in the university system. If people are happy with that pronouncement, we should be able to tell Mr. President, ABC is wrong in the university system, and I know it will be corrected.
Mr. Makola Hassan is the National President of the Non-Academic Staff Union of Universities, joining us from our Abuja studio. Thank you so much, sir, for coming on the program. We appreciate it.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.